Hello everyone! Welcome to part 2 of Redesigning Your OCs, where I take your Wings of Fire OCs and turn them into normal dragons. I got a bunch of submissions for my Discord server, and I will say I am really looking forward to showing you guys these characters, because holy crap, we got a lot of edgy submissions this time. A small disclaimer, I will be basing some of these designs on my Draconia Chronicles series. If you haven't heard about it, you can learn more with the links in the description. I will link a couple of videos explaining exactly what that's all about. But yeah, I will be basing some of the designs off some of the lore from my series so that I can have a little bit more freedom with these designs. Everybody that I took OCs from did give me permission to essentially completely make over these characters. So we've got some wild characters to go over. But without further ado, let's get into it. Our first character, was submitted by Darksight the Nightwing. Her backstory is simple. She's the daughter of Clearsight and Darkstalker, born under the full moons with animus magic and the powers of her parents. She is shy and mischievous, but friendly towards others. While she is a little overpowered for an OC, I love the idea of creating a dark, magic-wielding dragoness inspired by my favorite Wings of Fire dragon, Darkstalker himself. So let's get on to her redesign. As always, we start by getting rid of the ears. Why? I don't know, I just don't like them. Anyways, now with that out of the way, I started sculpting her silhouette. I imagine her being a dark magic wielder who's obsessed with power and driven slightly mad by her desire to obtain more. I picture her being a practicing necromancer on the Draconia scale of magic, meaning she's very powerful yet very delusional. I was also inspired by a deer for her theme, thus giving her antlers and, of course, glowing fluff. Being a practicing necromancer doesn't come without its costs, though. Not only did she lose her sanity, but she has also ran into a lot of trouble along her journey, and with the scars to show. She's mostly a recluse, hiding away in her cave, studying magic, only coming out to practice her knowledge or to hunt. She was abandoned as a hatchling, and was left to raise herself, leaving her thirsty for more power, as she felt she had no control over her own life. She's not very friendly or very forgiving, but she is skilled in the dark arts, and for that is all she needs. I really enjoyed redesigning this character, and I hope her new owner just loves her a bunch, and I hope all of you guys love her too. Let me know what you thought of her redesign and also her new backstory down in the comments. Our next character is quite interesting. She's a silk sandwing that was submitted by Bear Soliloquy, and her backstory is as follows. Some say a dragon haunts the desert in the Kingdom of Sand, killing anyone who becomes lost and hoarding their belongings. Some say it's just a myth, but no one can explain the missing explorers. I really fell in love with this concept, and I want her new redesign to reflect her ferocious demeanor, and also for her new backstory to complement the original backstory. Let's see what we can do with her character. As always, we remove the ears. No one needs them anyways. Anyhow, I went for a total makeover with this character. I decided to give her a long, slender body, like a snake, and I took some inspiration from the Silkwing traits from the original design. I admit there wasn't much of the original character left once I was finished with it, but overall, I think she turned out really well, and I enjoyed making her. I was inspired by an amphitheater for this design. Since she's an elusive dragon, I took some creative liberties and added a bunch of wings to really make her stand out. I also used the original palette as I felt it had the right colors for a sickly, haunted ghost feeling, which is what I was going for. This will also play a role in her new backstory. A young dragoness was wandering the vast wasteland with her lover and partner in crime. When they got lost, her lover decided it would be best to take their leftover rations and run for his own life. Leaving her abandoned in the desert, she fell victim to dehydration and hunger and began to see mirages, as one of these visions ultimately ended in her demise. She now wanders the desert lands as a vengeful spirit. Driven by her hunger, she now hunts down any travelers that enter her domain, consuming them and killing them. Legend says she lay trapped by the desert plains, cursed to roam for eternity, searching for the one who betrayed her. Overall, I was really happy with the makeover of this character, and I hope her new owner also loves her. As for what she looked like before she died, I'm gonna leave that up to her new owner to decide. This is more so what I picture her ghost form looking like. I hope you all enjoyed her makeover, and let's move on to our final test subject. This is Black Mamba. She was submitted by Bow? I think it's Bow. Anyways, she's a sand Nightwing. Huh. Just noticed there's a lot of sand wings in this. Anyways, she's essentially a thug and gang leader with a lot of pet scorpions. She'd also like to overthrow the Pyrian government and get a lot of gold and glory and power and, you know, your stereotypical gang leader villain. So, yeah, we're gonna incorporate that and her love for scorpions in her new redesign. Let's get to it. Of course, to start off, I had to do some doodles because, you know, what else are you gonna do when you've spent over 6 hours in a single day on a bunch of redesigns for your video? Anyways, her redesign was mostly inspired by the backstory I came up with for her. I covered her eye completely in a scaly exoskeleton-like armor. I also ran that same design down her back and mostly kept the original colors. I recreated the horns slightly and added some tattering to the wings. Other than that, a lot of her character was the same as the reference, other than the fact that I did also add a scorpion tail, which is not like a tail barb. I'm creative, I swear. It's a scorpion tail, not a tail barb. Anyway, on to her backstory. She was the alpha of a vicious valor, who took pride in the shady things that she did. Her valor was loyal to her, even though they had a lot of enemies. Her life completely changed when her favorite pet scorpion had passed away. Since she was a dragling, she had been obsessed with scorpions and raised many of them throughout her life. This one in particular, though, was special. Heartbroken by its passing, she began dabbling in necromancy. Though she hadn't perfected the craft, she decided to test its power on her beloved friend. The result was not what she had hoped for. The freak accident resulted in her body fusing with the scorpion, covering her eye and turning her body into a disfigured mess. She attempted to reverse this, but to no success. She was now conjoined with her pet, in a way, being with him forever. Although this design didn't change all that much, I still really like the simple changes that were made. I think sometimes less is more, and simple changes like this can take a character's concept from one fandom to another. Speaking of fandoms, if you found any of the Draconia lore I used in this video interesting, please consider checking out my book series on Wattpad with the links below. I also upload lore and content about the books here on this channel, so if you want to become part of the Draconia fandom, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. You can also join my Discord server to stay up to date with series, and chat with other fans. Thank you all to everyone who submitted a character on my Discord server and allowed me to redesign your OCs. I had a lot of fun, and I hope all of you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you all so much for the love and support, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.